Hi everyone, this is Kath from raisinghappychickens.com, and tonight I'm going to be candling a couple of eggs from my incubators. I've got 30 in the incubators altogether, but I'm only going to candle maybe 3 or 4 of them tonight. I'll do the rest between days 7 and 10, when it's actually usually much easier to see development. So tonight I'm going to start off by candling this Legbar egg. It's a kind of greeny bluey colour, although you can't see that very well on camera. I'm going to turn the light off and turn, having plunged us all into darkness, turn my candle on. Oh, look! Okay, so this egg is very definitely fertile. What you can see here looks like a spider, and that's the embryo starting to develop. So this little spot in the middle, just there, that you can see quite clearly on the camera, is the embryo, and these lines around it are the blood supply. Okay, so that's the blood supply beginning to develop, and that's really quite strong for day 5. It's a good egg to candle because it's very clear. What you won't see is you won't see any development on this side of the egg until much later in incubation. Over the next few days, though, we'll see the blood supply here developing really strongly, but it's already quite strong. Now I'm going to very, very carefully turn this over, and now what you can see is the yolk kind of floating around. You do have to be really careful because it can become detached, but what I want to show you is here. Here you go, you can see the little chick there. So here at the bottom of the egg is the air cell developing. And again, that's another good sign that the embryo is starting to grow. Now what I do when I candle the eggs is I mark this growth. So I just put a little line round there, and when the light's back on, I'll mark it with 5 so that I know that at day 5 that was how the air cell looked. Okay, so I'll turn it back around again. There we go. Hello, little chick. So I will mark this egg when the light's back on. See that? We'll watch this egg particularly, I think, over the next few days, given that it is so easy to see, and we'll watch how it develops. Let me turn the light back on. So what I do when I candle eggs to make sure I don't keep candling the same one is I mark it, and I mark it with a tick to tell me that it was fertile. Just mark it with an ordinary pencil. And then I mark it along the air cell. The 3 there is to do with the clutch that it was hatched from. Just mark that with a little 5. Okay, that tells me that I really don't need to candle this egg again for another several days. I just need to leave it alone so that it can grow. Okay, the next one I'm going to candle is a little speckled Sussex egg. And this one, okay, this one isn't as clear as the first one was, but actually you probably can just see that this is also a fertile egg. So you can see with the naked eye, I can see it pretty clearly. The camera's picking it up a little bit. You can see some veins around here, just here and here. These are starting to develop now. Yep. So it's not as easy to see in all eggs, and although this shell looks like it would be easy because it's a light coloured shell, the pigment, which is a kind of light brown pigment, runs all the way through the shell. That makes it less easy to see. Nevertheless, it is still there, and that's why I don't candle many eggs at day 5, because you quite often get this, that you can see something, but sometimes you're not very sure, then you start worrying. So I usually leave it till round day 7 or as late as day 10. I'm going to turn this one over too. See what we can see at the bottom here. Yeah, okay, so here, this light patch at the bottom, well actually it's the top, it's the blunt end of the egg. This goes all the way round, so camera's just lost focus there. So it's a nice air cell. It's not detached. Quite often when you get eggs sent by post, you'll get these not in a circular shape like this, but in a saddle shape, so they go up like that in a kind of U. And that's a detached air cell, but this one's looking nice. Okay, so this little Sussex egg, I will also mark as fertile, and I'll leave that alone now, probably until day 10. Eggs don't really like being handled while they're incubating, and it's really tempting to do it, because it's exciting to see, particularly if you've got kids. But in terms of the eggs, much better to candle once and then leave them alone. So the final egg I'm going to candle tonight is this one. This is a Marans egg, and Marans eggs are really beautiful, as you can see, lovely dark brown chocolatey colour. That though makes them very difficult to candle. It's really hard to see through such a dark pigment, and usually when you put these eggs on a candler you just can't see anything. The best you can do usually is, once they've been in the incubator for maybe 7 to 10 days, you can start to see the air cell at the bottom because it's just that little bit lighter. So I'm going to put it on the candler, and this candler is a high intensity candler, so you can see the light's quite bright, and round the light here there's a rubber bung, just comes off, and the rubber bung stops light spilling out from the bottom, so all the light is pushed upwards into the egg. But despite that, what we'll see when we turn the light off in the room is absolutely nothing. Thank you very much for watching, and this is Kath from raisinghappychickens.com saying have a happy hatch.